something. Welcome to the Commercial Real Estate Show, your source for insightful analysis and enlightening discussions. Hello, I'm Michael Bull, your host to the world of commercial real estate. Thanks for joining us on one of the 44 radio stations, iTunes, YouTube, or the show website, commercialrealestateshow.com. Well, we have an interesting show for you today. We're talking about associations that matter. We're going to look into the major commercial real estate associations around the country and talk about the benefits. You know, there's a world of networking and business and education opportunities at these networks. Which one of these associations, or which ones, might be several of them, are best for you to consider joining and becoming active? You might be surprised what they do offer. Please welcome my first guest, is Steve Martin. He's the 2015 National Chairman for NAIOP. He's also Managing Principal with SDM Partners, and he's based here in Atlanta, but he's the National NAIOP Chairman. So we have him in Studio One. Steve, thanks for joining us.
I appreciate you having me, Mike.
Well, we appreciate it, and NAIOP is a very respected organization. It's been around a long time. Tell us a little bit about the profile of your members.
There are approximately 17,000 members. Two-thirds of them are what we would refer to as associate members. They're architects, contractors, lawyers, people that are providing services to our principal members, which are people that own real estate. We started off as an organization back in the early 70s as very much a developer-driven organization. But as the real estate business and real estate as an investment class has become more mainstream, obviously the organization and the industry has grown. And it's a lot more about capital than just people, developing buildings.
Right, and it is the Real Estate Development Association. So where do the NAIOP letters come from? It's NAIOP.
The original name was National Association of Office and Industrial Parks. Then it was changed to Properties, and then we evolved to just the logo. Like NCR. Most people don't know that even stands for National Cash Register. We feel that the NAIOP logo still has a lot of brand equity in it. And then the tagline of the development organization, I think is still very much applicable, but today, it's a lot more than just a developer-oriented organization.
Tell us about your mission there.
I think of it as threefold. and you actually touched on two of them. It's networking, it's education, and it's also legislative. There are 50 plus chapters around the country that, will have monthly meetings, and there's a lot of networking opportunities there. There's also a lot of educational opportunities through those meetings. But on a national level as well as a state level, we national employees 3 or 4 full-time basic lobbyists. And there's a person that is focused at the national level, and then there's also a person that is focused at the local level, helping our chapters with their state and local municipalities with predominantly land use type things. At the national level, it's much more about tax policy and certain rules that affect commercial real estate.
Okay, and you mentioned the meetings. Tell us a little bit about the conferences and networking meetings, because these are the events where you can get a lot done, right? You can get business done, education and networking.
Right. And I would tell you, and I look at my business, and I've been a NAIOP member for over 20 years. My business is a lot more about people and relationships. This really just gives you a platform to meet a lot of people. And I think you also have to look at it two ways. NAIOP is very much a local organization that, they focus inward. But I would also tell you, and I've taken advantage of this, and obviously being the national chairman, I am involved nationally. I think we all get way too insular in our own little silo relative to our product type, whether it's office, industrial, and our geography. What I would tell you is there is a lot of power in knowing people in all those other silos. And NAIOP gives you a platform to go do that. And it's not just about going to the monthly meetings. That's just a start. It's getting on the committees that are doing the various things. It's getting on the boards. And that's where you create the relationships, is through that.
Right. Then you're sitting side by side with people that you can do business with, hopefully, in the future. And one of those meetings is your big annual meeting that's coming up in Toronto, right? October 13th and 15th.
And we've changed the nomenclature of that. We don't call it the annual meeting, or it's the fall meeting. I actually, the past 2.5 days, I was in Los Angeles at our ICON. It's an industrial conference that bounces back and forth between the East and the West Coast. This year it was in Long Beach. Took a tour of the LA Long Beach port. Next year it's in New Jersey. Those are the two biggest ports in the country. At the end of this month there is ICON, which is focused on office. It's in Houston. It's the 24th and 25th of this month. I mean, a city that's got 18 million square feet of office under construction, which has also gotten pretty interesting given that, what's happened to the oil price. They also now have, from what I understand, 6 million square feet of sublet space. Then in mid-October is the big fall meeting, and this year we are going north of the border. And as I reminded people a few days ago, you do have to have a passport. It's easy to get to, and it's a very New Yorkish, high-density, urban type of environment, and we are expecting a record turnout.
That's fantastic. And who should consider going to the national conference, and what's going to be there to attract them?
There are a lot of educational opportunities, and then I mentioned the networking. We're going to have Tom Ridge, the original Secretary for Terrorism, is going to be there, and then former ambassador to Canada is there. At these conferences, there's always a lot of tours of product. I mean, there you have a lot of high-density office and residential going on, a lot of very high-end retail going on. One of the other things that NAIOP is expanding into is our membership grows and people do multiple things and more mixed use. It's not just about office and industrial. A lot of those developers or owners are doing mixed use things, and these higher density urban type places provide great labs, if you will, to see and tour those types of products.
Right. And we have Steve Martin here, the 2015 chairman with NAIOP, and tell our listeners about the awards. I mean, the NAIOP Awards are a big deal.
Right. I was this for 3-4 years in a row. I was on the Developer of the Year committee, which you have a lot of national players submitting to be designated as a Developer of the Year, and it gave me a lot of insights into the breadth and depth of this organization, and you can see, certainly with some of these public companies, coming back year after year because they want that label. I mean, it's a big deal to them. Right. And they're also, have lots of members in our organizations. They also have people on our boards and are active. And, and that's a great moniker to have. We also give, and it's characteristic of the times, we give an environmental award for people that have developed a project that has, some very high level of lead type of designation, that have done something creative. But the big award is the Developer of the Year award.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I think everyone looks forward to that. What about your research foundation? How does that benefit, say, the general public, the industry, and the members?
Right. We, for several years before I was the chairman, I chaired a committee called the Industry Trends and Task Force, it's made up of all of the ex-chairmen are on that, and then there are a lot of academics, people we call fellows. We've have relationships with the academic community, and the foundation, in essence, funds them writing papers, research papers on various commercial real estate topics. They just did a big one on industrial demand, and they submit to us different topics that they may want to write about, and we fund, pay them to, write about those topics. And it's a great asset to our members. We also do a big compensation survey every year that, you've got 17,000 members that you can draw upon, that they give the information in, hopefully a lot participate, and they do, which is also valuable information for people to, what are people getting paid for certain functions.
Right. Yeah, you need that information. So there's a lot of benefits of membership. So if the listeners are out there, they're trying to decide if they should consider joining NAIOP, what's one thing that might surprise them?
A great trend, and it's refreshing, and it's also a reminder that I'm getting older. A third of our new members are developing leaders, what we call DLs. Those are people under 35. Both as I go to the local meetings here in Georgia and the national meetings, I'm constantly impressed at the number of young people there. As a percentage of our overall membership, they're a little over 20%. But it's a growing part of our business. In the downturn, we lost a lot of people, and so this is bringing them back.
That's fantastic. Well, Steve, thanks for joining us in Studio One. We appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for
For more information, visit NAIOP.org. This is Michael Bull. This is the Commercial Real Estate Show. We'll be right back. The Commercial Real Estate Show is brought to you by Bull Realty Commercial Advisors, a great place to do business. Visit bullrealty.com. RealNex, a comprehensive and powerful suite of commercial real estate tools at an incredibly low price. Visit realnex.com. That's REALNEX. Xceligent, the resource professionals use for commercial real estate information. Visit xceligent.com. That's XCELIGENT. Commercial Search, the source to market and source available properties for sale or lease. Visit commercialsearch.com. For more information on these great companies or for additional videos, podcasts, or articles, visit CREshow.com.